Lighting controls are one of the fastest growing segments in our business today, and they are expected to play an increasingly important role tomorrow. Here's why. Lighting controls deliver two primary benefits. They adjust and enhance lighting effects, and they reduce lighting costs. To take advantage of what controls can do for lighting, you need to think about how you want to use them. We do this in two ways. How do you want to interact with a system, either manually by hand or automatically with a sensor? And how do you want the system to respond? Do you want it to turn on or off like a switch, or do you want it to adjust variably like a dimmer? Now let's build a lighting control system. We start with the load. The load is the type of light source, for example, halogen, fluorescent, LED, and the total wattage you want to control, including all of the luminaires. Next, we add a controller. This is the device or component that adjusts the output of the load, and it might be a dimmer or a relay, that is a remote switch, a driver or a ballast, and it must be compatible with the load that it is controlling. The third component in our system is the input, which establishes the desired result. It can be simple, like the slide setting on a dimmer, or it can be two-step, where a sensor reading is translated into a light setting. Communication between the input and the controller is essential. They need to speak the same language, and this is critical to system performance and is the source of many problems between dimmers and LED lighting. We're going to work with three types of control systems. Individual controls that fit into a wall box or a luminaire, control systems that work with multiple layers of lighting, such as that in this hotel, and network controls that work together and link lighting in multiple spaces. A simple dimmer in a wall box allows you to adjust one light or a group of lights and dim them to the desired intensity. A preset allows you to recall an intensity with the press of a button. Here is a typical conference room which represents a space with multiple uses and activities. It also has several layers of lighting. Each of these different activities requires that the lighting be set at different levels. Controlling everything with one dimmer would mean that the lighting would go up and down together, and this limits the effects. Controlling with multiple dimmers is possible but highly inconvenient since each one needs to be touched. What we need is a system that simultaneously controls each layer differently to achieve the different effects desires. Examples for use other than conference rooms or restaurant settings for lunch, cocktails, dinner, and cleanup. For large areas, say an entire floor or floors of lighting, controls can be networked together. Input, either manual or automatic, from multiple locations can be directed to communicate to controls at different locations, and the effects can be dramatic and energy efficient.